Hey guys, welcome back to Blabbermouths! I have everybody's favorite reality TV commentator here. He is truly one of the best entertainment journalists. He is a content creator. He has the best hot and correct takes of all things Bravo. We are so lucky to be joined by Gibson Johns in Blabbermouths.
I'm happy to be here. Blabbermouths.
Thank you for being a Blabbermouth with us today.
Come on.
I'm excited to talk to you about everything and anything under the sun of pop culture. I feel like I read a tweet the other day that was basically like, literacy rates are down. No one's reading. But then someone said and responded like, but pop culture, that's mass literacy. Like that is true.
Yes.
Like that's what we're taking in place of people not reading. We're reading online and we're having conversations.
Yes, 100%. There are definitely still pop culture takes that represent people not having any media literacy.
Yeah.
But like,
so true.
As long as we're all speaking the same language, I'm down.
Completely agree. That's so true. Gibson, I don't know if you remember this, but we met. I feel like I'm like every time I'm sharing how I met someone, it's sometimes or usually at like a Peacock or Bravo sponsored event.
It brings two people together.
It brings that really
Bravo brings people together.
Bravo brings it's a community. We met at the Ultimate Girls Trip, Thailand, like preview
at Crosby Street Hotel.
Yes,
and Portia Williams was the surprise guest.
She had
and we were all wearing Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip branded robes.
Which I never had to buy a robe because I use that robe.
I still use it too.
I love the Ultimate Girls Trips. And,
me too.
So it was just fun. That was like one of my first influencer events going to, and I kind of scammed my way through from knowing someone at work. And
that one was funny because it was like, I remember this actually very vividly because we were in the like screening room. We like watched one of the episodes. But usually those events, at least the Bravo Peacock ones, are like mostly like pop culture-y influencers.
Yeah.
But this one was like a mix of like us, like pop culture ones, and also just like lifestyle influencers who had never watched Real Housewives before, who just like didn't really know how they wound up there. It was just like a kind of probably like a Mad Libs moment for them.
Like a lot of them, I think, didn't really get the whole vibe of what was going on.
They didn't freak out when Portia walked in.
No!
And I'm sorry, I was almost crying.
I think there were 3 people freaking out. It was me, you, and Dylan. And
exactly.
Like, literally, no one else was like understanding the wavelength of this whole thing.
Yeah, come on.
Naturally.
That's Portia Williams, baby.
It's Portia Williams. I would like to say that your niche is kind of in this Bravo world. I am always impressed by how on it you like truly you are like boots on the ground #1 reporter. People are referencing you in tweets, in articles, in episodes on TV, and you're like an author in these conversations. Do you feel like that has something you've built up to do, or you've always felt like you've just kind of been in that headspace and it's people are finally recognizing that?
I feel like maybe a lot of people who operate as like a pop culture influencer maybe feel this way of like they were probably that person in their friend group who like people went to for TV show recommendations or like what music I'm listening to, or like in high school I would like make mixtapes for all my friends like once a quarter and like put them in their mailboxes at school. Like I was that person with my friends. And so I definitely have always felt that vibe. And then like just coming up when we did, like I was always tweeting my thoughts about Bravo like from like 2011, and then it like I kind of got a little bit lucky in terms of how it converged with my career and like certain decisions that I made along the way.
Yeah.
So I just like posted until it like worked basically kind of. And it converged with like my corporate media career for sure. It was never the plan to become like a Bravo thought leader, but like that's just kind of how it happened.
Right.
And part of it was that like I always was so passionate about it. And then when I started doing a little bit of it for work, I realized how passionate so many other people were. And also, like, I started really via interviewing them.
Yeah.
10 minutes with Dorinda Medley is much more, I get much more out of that than I would with, like, 10 minutes with, like, Hilary Duff. And I love Hilary Duff. A A-list celebrity versus, like, a real, a reality star is a very different setup. And so I just leaned in that direction. And I have found myself here.
To your point, meeting with someone who's on reality TV or they're like very much so trained to open their lives.
It's their whole career.
That's their whole career.
Yeah, that's
so
their
it's
lifeblood.
like you truly do get a better conversation or relationship with those people because, celebrities like Hilary Duff or, all our favorite pop girlies, they're always like, I got to look at my manager or my PR rep to be like, is this okay to say? Like, I'll get in trouble. Where I find that the most fascinating thing about reality TV. It's like, no, you won't get in trouble. You'll be rewarded for sharing this.
A misstep or misspeaking is actually like a good thing.
Yes.
Not always, but
right.
more likely to be beneficial to you than it is for
Oh
an
my
actual
God.
big celebrity.
Yes, totally.
So there's probably a tweet from me about every topic imaginable Bravo-wise
Sure.
that you could find,
Yeah.
but
I love it.
yeah.
And you were in corporate media, like,
Yeah.
you had worked previously at Yahoo.
I worked at
you,
AOL and
Yep.
Yahoo, which like ended up being the same company basically.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like a writer, did a lot of interviews for them.
Right.
It was this weird thing where I was at this big company that had like a lot of reach, and like it was the kind of thing where like, of course, AOL was not the most relevant brand back when I worked there, but it had it had a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
People always came to it. And so I was just like, and there was nobody really overlooking my shoulder. So I was just like booking interviews like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I would just like leave the office and like
Just
go interview Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
And that's how I cut my teeth.
Yeah.
And then I created the show. And then they started to around with it like 3 years into it.
Sure.
Which is how it works.
Yep.
And I didn't own any of it. So I started the podcast on the side, Gabbing
Yep.
with Gib.
Yeah.
And then I got laid off with the rest of my team a month later. And that was over 2 years ago.
I feel like I'm such a fangirl to you because seeing that, I feel like I do remember when you had shared that you were laid off,
Yeah.
that like you were then kind of like, all right, it, I'm gonna kind of create my own lane and my own career
Yeah.
path, doing similar work, but just doing it by myself.
Yeah. What I think I realized was that like I was doing what I wanted to be doing, but I didn't
Yeah.
have full autonomy and
Sure.
freedom to like format wise and topic wise. And so I'd created this like really amazing relationship with Bravo and
Yeah.
a lot of the housewives and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just kind of had to have faith that they would like work with me as I
Invest in.
rebuilt essentially. Cause I still had my name and
Yep.
my social following or whatever, but I didn't have a show yet.
Yeah.
Or I had to restart a show. And I had really good severance. And so
Yeah.
I was just sort of like, all right, I have
I
like a
can do this.
4-month runway.
Right.
I've started a show a month ago.
Yep.
Like the universe is, I'm not a big woo-woo person.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the universe is telling me that like this is your time to just like try to make it work.
Right. It's like do or die. It's now or
And
never.
you know, it's been like a huge hustle for over 2 years,
I
and
can
like
only
I miss
imagine.
some of the corporate benefits
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like if I don't work, I don't make money. But
Yep.
it's also
Yep.
been the most rewarding work I've ever done in my life because
Yeah.
like I built it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're reaping all the rewards of what you've done personally. And like you said, it's nice to be your own boss. It's nice to be able to
Totally.
have your own way of running the show and not having that like big brother over you or
Yeah.
trying to kind of get in there and give their opinions or perspectives. So I totally get
Yeah.
that. And I feel like it's been insanely successful for you. That's what, I mean, Gabbing with Gib, I see so many people that are like posting on their stories
Oh my God.
or even like your interviews. Of course, like I said, they're getting picked up and people are referencing, like you're an author in those conversations, which it must be so surreal.
That's definitely surreal, and like it's definitely like an added bonus of it. And I don't even sometimes you just like find yourself in the mess and like you don't really like I'm not about it for that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not in it to
No.
like, but it's kind of funny sometimes when you just like wind up like on an episode of The Valley
Yeah.
or I might be on Potomac coming up. I'm not sure.
Incredible.
Everyone, all these outlets were crediting me with Jill Zarin's firing, and like
I was just gonna
and I'm like, okay, well, first of all, she posted that, so she's responsible for her own firing.
yes,
Thank
of
you very
course.
much.
Yeah, right.
And second of all, I just downloaded it from her Instagram over an hour after she posted it and put it on Twitter. And
Right.
it blew up that way
Yes.
too, but the ball was rolling.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
But, you know.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't ever seem like you're in it for the fame of it all, but it's like it's kind of just like the proxy to it's like
Yeah, it's a
adjacent to-
byproduct.
It's a byproduct, and like
Yeah.
your opinions and what you have to say be held with such great weight in a positive way.
In a positive way, and like it's this really hard balance of like
Yeah.
recognizing that your platform has grown and people really do pay attention to what you are saying.
Yep.
Also, like really wanting to still share your true full
Yes.
thoughts. I really built my following on Twitter on live tweeting
Yeah.
during the pandemic.
Oh my God.
When I had nothing else to do.
Obsessed. Live tweeting like
Yeah, but that is so off the cuff.
yes.
So I have purposely pulled that back a little bit
Sure.
because it just off the cuff can be a little dangerous
Yes.
sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
You
yeah.
know, and like I
In
still
trouble.
want to be that's why having a podcast has been so nice, because like if you want to hear what I really think, you go to my podcast, but you have to really seek that out.
Yes.
You know, and like
You can get more
if
context in it.
if I'm a reality star on Bravo, I would probably wouldn't listen to any podcast
my
because then you're
God.
seeking out bad information about
Yes.
yourself, which like we all probably
We all
know
do,
like is like
yeah.
the worst thing you could possibly do about yourself.
Totally.
So they're way more likely to be sent a link or a screenshot of a tweet
Yeah.
than like, hey, go to minute 42
Right.
in Gabbing with Gib from 5 days ago.
Yes.
So that's how I've like slightly recalibrated.
I think that's really smart because also you on a podcast can give so much more context to what you're trying to say. And
yes.
Your perspective and like, whereas a tweet, it can be a headline in a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a great way to kind of find that balance because people can still obviously come to you. I feel like I come to you to be like, oh yeah, what I missed last night's episode. What happened?
Right.
So it's like that's a great resource and a great way to still kind of use your platform, but then being more intimate and vulnerable, especially when you're interviewing someone who's maybe in that position or in the show that you can kind of level head with in a more honest way.
And also people who listen to your podcast, and I'm sure you know this, it's like they're way more likely to like have some grace for you.
Yes.
Like if they like are a subscriber to your podcast, they listen to you every single week, you have some sort of relationship with them. Like they are going to give you the benefit of the doubt and understand where you're coming from way more than like a random blue check mark on Twitter that's like probably AI, you know?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
You probably do have a lot of opinions that, you know, you're building relationships with these stars and you don't always have to agree with them, but you also want to be mindful of like how you kind of still coexist. You're going to be at these places with these people. You're going to interview them and whatnot. Has there been a moment where you're like, oh God, like I'm biting my tongue. Why did I do that? Or is it like, you've been generally pretty good for yourself?
There's been definitely a couple moments. I think it's funny. Sometimes I can sense that like a Bravo-lebrity will like they're almost sending a message that they saw it by liking them.
Oh,
because you can't see people's Twitter likes anymore.
Yes, I'm so annoying.
So I will like get a like from people that I'm like, either like I'm watching you or like, oh, I agree with you secretly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know? But then there was a recent thing at BravoCon where Angel from Real Housewives of Potomac, who's had a tough first season.
I
But
empathize.
listen, I felt bad for her in certain moments. I think she had a bad season for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
There are plenty of meaner commentators than me. But I ran into her outside of the red carpet.
Sure.
At BravoCon, and she was like, "Why are you gonna be nicer to me? Why are you so mean to me?" And I was like, "Listen, I really don't think that I've been mean."
There are so many other people who probably have, right? Like,
do you have an example of something that I posted?
Yeah.
Couldn't say one thing. And so I don't cross the line like a lot of people do. And so I think that like if you have a problem with what I'm saying, generally speaking, then like you must have problems with what a lot of people are saying.
Yes.
And then maybe you should look in the mirror.
But that's tough. I mean, at the same time, it's like, I find reality TV so fascinating. To your point, she's having such a hard season that like, that is something to comment on. And unfortunately, as reality TV has become such a social, almost like a social media sport, people are going to comment.
Yeah.
So it's
and listen,
part
like
of the game.
if I meet you in person or I interview and have a good experience, like I am a human being, that's going to have probably a good impact on how I talk about you.
Yes.
Like that's just like what a human being is. Yes. And like I'm not Barbara Walters, I'm not fucking Diane Sawyer. Like I'm gonna like it's not that serious. Yes, also, so like I'm not always needing you to think that I'm like the completely most unbiased person. You know what I mean? Like I've become friends with some of these people over the years and I'm very upfront about that. Yeah. And so like I'm not gonna speak as poorly about those people. And that's just kind of
just how it is.
The result of coming to me for your commentary.
Yeah.
So and it's funny because people will still criticize, you know, oh, he's too close to the sun. He doesn't have perspective. And it's like, I want people to come to me for my specific perspective.
Yeah, agree.
You know, like if you want somebody who's like, I'm not on the inside, but it's a little insider baseball sometimes, and I'm really familiar with this world, then come to me, but know that it's not going to be like, you know, 100% journalistically unbiased because this isn't
No, not
CNN.
I agree. And that's also important for people to realize that, like, okay, if you don't like what I say, there's so many other people who also
exactly. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Yeah. And like I love so many people who exist in this space with me. But yeah, if you don't like my perspective, then go find somebody else's.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, it's a two-parter.
Okay.
What's like one of your favorite franchises, and would you ever do reality TV yourself?
My favorite 2 shows on Bravo, right? Actually, I'll do 3.
Okay, I'll allow.
Salt Lake City and Potomac are my favorite current Housewives franchises,
sure.
and recency bias. Yeah. But my favorite show, I think the best show on Bravo right now is Summer House.
Yeah.
2 episodes into the new season.
Yep.
But it's just so good, and its rise has been so like rewarding to watch. Like it started off really shakily, like I didn't even think it was gonna last for a 3rd season, and now it's like the moment.
Yep.
And they're primed for this amazing spin-off, and like there's just so much interest in them. Like it feels like the show that people our age watch.
Yep.
And I just find it so great, and like they
Yeah.
break the fourth wall enough, and it's just the whole thing. I don't have any big interest in doing reality TV.
You have friends also in that you're not, it's
Yeah,
not just
I mean, like,
through your
listen,
reality.
Summer House started when I started my job, essentially, like a year after.
Sure.
And so, like, when nobody cared about Summer House, I cared about Summer House, and I was talking to them. And so I've known these people for a decade now. And so I am familiar with them, and what somebody on the cast had recommended me, and I had a call. And it just, I think I realized that it maybe wasn't for me, especially at that moment in my life.
What made you realize?
They ask you really invasive questions. And like they ask you like the most personal questions possible. And like they want you to be open with them. They want you to be one of those people who's just sort of like,
yep, I'm ready.
Blabbering out and like kind of word vomiting out your
Is it
life.
kind of like your doctor being like, how many cigarettes do you smoke?
It's like, are you dating? Like, what was the last date you went on? Like, how did it go? Like in terms of like me personally, I just like wasn't there with myself. I was just like, this is not. And also they didn't call me back. So it's okay. But I also like, it wasn't from me.
Yeah, that's mutual. That's good.
I mean, it's for me in terms of a viewer and a dissecting of it. But
love.
Being on it, I also just don't think. I think we all think we know what it's like, but and like again, I've been like studying it for a decade. I think I know what it's like, but I don't think you really know what it's like until you're in it.
Have you guys ever seen Unreal?
Yes.
Okay, because Unreal, it was on Lifetime, but it was essentially, it's about like the making of a like bachelor type show. I, again, as a TV producer, was like, I'm aware of what's going on. And even that show, I was like, oh, wow, you're right. Like the level of psychological manipulation that can happen. It was like, wow, that's different.
I believe it. And also it's like, you just don't know how you're going to be edited, or your words are going to be used against you, or like,
oh my God.
I literally, and I also, I've been asked this question before, and something I think about is like, on season 1 of Summer House, there was this woman, Christina Gibson, who was like a gossip reporter, and like that was used completely against her. And like, maybe not justice for Christina Gibson, but like that could easily be used against anybody who's like in this same sort of media position of like, oh no, you're coming into like X, Y, and Z.
Of course.
And that's how the producer would probably frame it to the other people.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Oh, no, for sure. Like, I think it's funny because even when I'm so bad, I have still not watched Traitors yet this season. But I know.
Has it been spoiled though for you?
Oh my God, of course. Like every time I'm like reporting on it, I'm like, oh, my friends are texting about it, but then I'm chronically online like you, so you see a lot of this stuff. But it's truly like, I think reality TV has turned more into a game. Talk about like having a game, or like being able, like you have to, I mean, come in there and have some kind of mindset of like, what's going on, how this is going to work. And like, I also feel like as a person, I mean, I don't talk shit about my best friends, but I talk a lot of shit that I'm like, I would be.
One glass of wine in that confessional chair, and the friendship's over.
Oh my God. Like, I quite literally, like, I am like sitting there loose-lipped about someone I hooked up with, and I'm like, oh God, like one drink. And I'm like, I'm telling everybody. And it's like, I can't imagine having your every word being recorded, forgetting you have a mic pack, just the little things that you think you would probably get used to.
Oh yeah.
I did a shore house with a bunch of my girlfriends from college. We called ourselves 17 Girls, One Gay. There was like,
that's a show.
It was a show. And we were all in this small little cottage, literally one bedroom, one bathroom, and mattresses everywhere. So kind of like, it was on the Jersey Shore. So like the ratchet version of going to the Hamptons with your friends. And we would talk a lot about being like, how could we pitch it to somewhere in New Jersey? We'll do Summer House, Amanda Swan spinoff. But at the same time, a lot of us were like, no, like thinking about how this could really tear apart relationships, or just like, people, the world clinging onto your words and using that as Bible or as fact, and then like really,
or like you share one detail of this and then it becomes like your defining characteristic for like a million people. On Summer House, Amanda has already said this season how like she has been hearing for almost 10 years that she should break up with Kyle or divorce Kyle. And at a certain point, she didn't know if she thought that she should divorce Kyle, or if she only thought that because the internet has been telling her that for 5 years, 10 years. And so like then your like reality becomes so distorted.
Oh my God,
And it's a total mind.
Yes.
It is.
How do you find your sense of truth about yourself, and like, do I really believe this, or is this because a lot of people have said it? And like, now I'm finally believing it.
Or like you have to be down. If you're in it for the long haul in reality TV, you have to be down for the ups and downs.
You
have to be okay with the fact that like one season you're going to be the hero, everyone's going to love you, and then the next season there's only one way to go, and that's down. And then you can come back up
Yep.
But you have to be okay with that roller coaster. Like West on Summer House, like he had an amazing first season. Him and Sierra were like the moment. Everybody loved him. Then they ended, and he didn't handle it the best way, and so he became this he became his public image took a huge hit. And so he like took a back seat, and then he had this like really kind of like, he called it the other night, he was the tiptoe god because he was tiptoeing around everybody. And now he's back to like his original first season energy. And it's like he rode the wave and pretty expertly.
Yes, honestly. And like, I even think a perfect example of that is Lindsay as well.
Yes, 100%.
She has gone through the ringer. She's had the highest of highs.
Yeah.
She's had so many experiences on the show. And I find her so fascinating because just like Wes, she's been doing it that much longer. And she truly has been committed to being like, well, this is how it works. And I am going to be honest with myself and share this and not let it get to me that I'm the villain this season.
Totally. I think that at a certain point, whenever season that was that Lindsay stopped doing her PR agency.
Right. Yeah.
I really think that that's when she sort of was like, all right, I'm going to commit to being a reality star for my career.
Right.
Because there's so many other things that obviously come into it.
Yep.
And I can make it be like an influencer reality star type person and make a lot of money that way.
Yep.
And I think at that point was when she really realized like, all right, I'm not going to be loved by everybody. And actually that's probably better
for me. Right.
Because any reality star who's like, doesn't have any sort of like edge or any haters or anything you can criticize about them, it's not interesting to me.
You're uninterested.
So like somebody like Lindsay who knows that reality, is down for it, kind of thrives on it.
Yeah. And
she's made for this.
It's made for great television that
totally
people want to watch. So I agree. I find that super fascinating. And exactly that. If you commit to it that way, then you'll be successful because you're truly living an authentic life that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're going to do Does This Matter to Gibson. And we're just going to run through a couple things that like are happening pop culturally, whether it's in the Bravoverse, whether it's in everything else in the world. And the top one, of course, obviously, I'm sure it matters. Amanda and Kyle breaking up finally. Do you obviously care about this, but do you see any path forward for them? And especially with the In the City spinoff.
No, I think that I see a path forward for them as friends.
Yes, okay.
Like, I think that what differentiates the Kyle and Amanda breakup to me from other Bravo breakups is that they are seemingly on good terms right now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with Scandival, with even Lindsay and Carl, with other really big Bravo breakups in the recent past, you felt like you were being pushed onto teams a little bit.
Yes.
And then the person on the other end of that was like kind of like your public enemy number one.
Yeah.
And I think that still might happen a little bit with Kyle.
Yeah.
But I do think knowing that they're okay and like they're still posting pictures together and like I was at the Summer House premiere party and they were hanging out.
Yep.
Totally in a friendly way. Like that just makes it, I think, like it makes it this thing where we can all just agree that like the right thing happened.
Yes.
And it's going to be rough on the road to get there.
Yeah.
Which is going to make for great TV. And they know that.
Yep.
And so I think it makes you feel a little bit even better about like talking about it.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel
as
heavy.
And I don't think they're going to get back together or anything.
That's fair. And I also think, to your point, like I think when we were at the point of watching Summer House and we're like Carl and Lindsay breaking up and it was so volatile, like people were so unsure of this future of the show. Watching Amanda and Kyle weirdly gives me hope that like, okay, actually I can still see the show continue and them coexist.
Yeah.
And like that is a fascinating journey to watch them become friends after all is said and done and continue to the show. So like I think that's another element to it that is making it that much more compelling TV.
100%. And they can coexist and be friends probably in the future, but it's not going to be conflict free either. Like as we can see, like Amanda still will still probably feel very free to, you know, get her digs in and criticize, and Kyle vice versa, which makes it good. Like, like I went to this Summer House panel before the premiere, and they were all on it. And I don't know if we're going to see this on this season. I don't know when they unlocked this dynamic, but Carl and Lindsay, they have almost like an Austin Madison thing going on right now where it's like
that's a great
their
comparison.
Exes who had a rough period after they broke up where they like couldn't stand each other, but now they've leaned into this almost like, you know, love-hate sibling-y relationship where like she gives him so much shit but he takes it and he laughs about it. And I think that Kyle and Amanda can maybe get there in a year or two.
Like Wes recording Lindsay give Carl his mail for his
birthday.
Yeah.
For your birthday, I brought you all of your mail.
Thank you.
Again.
So
amazing.
Funny. Amazing. Like, obsessed with that.
Yes.
Like, I want to watch that.
Yes, they're friendly but not boring.
Yes.
And it's like, it works.
Right,
It's not awkward.
But it's awkward in a good way.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
they lean into it.
They lean into it, exactly. Wuthering Heights, coming out tomorrow. I saw that you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I was so jealous because not only I love Emerald Fennell, but I also love that Charlie XCX is, the
music.
soundtrack. Can you give us any thoughts on that? How you liked it?
Yeah.
Is there,
I really like Emerald Fennell too. Like, I think that she's kind of controversial because it's like very style forward. It's very like, there's like montages and like it's very like aesthetically focused. Yeah. And the music adds to that in Wuthering Heights for sure. Like there's like like this one montage. I think it's set to Chains of Love, like the big song that's come out.
Yeah, right.
Which is like, it's like amazing. Like the outfits. So I love the visuals. Yeah. And like I had never read the book.
Oh yeah.
So apparently people who have read Wuthering Heights, like they feel,
right?
apparently they feel like worse about the movie because like it like ignores parts of it or whatever. And I think she's kind of like fine-tuned the story.
Yeah.
But in a way that for me as a viewer who I honestly didn't really know what the story was.
I know. All I knew was like they love each other.
It's like a romance, but it's also like not a feel-good romance.
Yeah, okay.
And so, but I was like on the journey with them. I was like thoroughly, and I was enthralled. I was horny. Like there's like some like really good like
That's what the people
moments.
Want. Perfect.
Jacob after he like. Because he has a beard for part of it.
Yes, right.
He's like very disheveled for the first part.
Do you like the bearded Jacob?
I don't like that.
It's a little weird to me.
But he's also a little toothless.
Oh.
Homeless, not toothless. And homeless and toothless.
Toothless, not homeless. Chills down my spine.
The Jacob Elordi story. He comes back looking like fine. He has a gold tooth.
Oh, perfect. Obsessed.
Which apparently... New kink unlocked, gold teeth.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Are you looking for a guy with a grill?
But he was rocking it.
He pulled it off.
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah. Listen,
so you know what? It's not like a perfect movie and it felt a little long, but I really liked it.
Okay, good.
And my friend Abby was in tears by the end.
Obsessed.
So,
no, okay. So that's good.
Visually stunning.
Visually stunning. You know what? Heated Rivalry got us all horny. We need something else to keep us horny.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day.
Weather My Heights.
Weather My Heights, baby. Speaking of Valentine's Day, are you yay or nay for collab posts when you see these with couples?
Oh, a couples collab post.
Yeah, like I'm okay with weddings. I'm okay with we're engaged, but like I'm like sitting here being like, who the fuck did I just like this photo? Oh, I don't even follow this person. It's a collab post. Jesus Lord, and they come off a little cringe to me. Are you okay with collab posts with
It's
couples?
a little cringe. Yeah. It's a little business relationship. It's also
it feels like I'm doing a branded post with my husband.
You know, I haven't had the same experience where you like it and you're like, wait, what post did I just like? Because the caption is from a certain perspective.
Yes.
Then you see somebody else's name on top. So if you are going to collab post for Valentine's Day, please make sure the
PSA.
caption represents both of your points of view, because that way it doesn't confuse your followers.
Please.
I need your couple's brand voice.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a memo.
What is your brand?
Tone.
Right.
Yes,
I want
exactly.
to know your voice,
Yes.
what your perspective
How do you
is.
two come together to create one? What is your brand identity?
Like, it's such a good point because most of the time, it's coming from the girl, no shade.
1,000.
And
yeah,
of
beyond.
course, she's the one that's like, oh, let's collab post on this babe. And like, she writes the caption.
Because the guy never posts on Instagram.
And so then I'm reading like the most girly caption and I'm like, wait, I follow this guy. And of course, I'm all for the guys having girly captions. I have girly captions.
No shame.
No shame. But it's so funny because I go, now I'm totally lost. I'm like, what portal did I just walk into? I'm so confused. So agreed. PSA, this Valentine's Day, have a collab voice.
You know what? I'd rather a collab post like that where we have really had, brand synergy versus a full ass like Instagram page for you as a couple or a family.
Yes.
Like, no, like I'm okay with the collab post in that way.
Yep.
But like, will you catch me doing that when I'm in a relationship? Probably not.
No, probably not. I'm completely aligned.
Listen, we don't know until we're in it.
Yeah, I know. Watch us say that now. I'm like, oh, Jesus Lord. I'm going to be
It's also it's the classic thing of like the boyfriends come out of the woodwork that we did not know about. Like, certain influencers who like to project a certain image. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like the real life boyfriend's like, where's my love on social media, babe? Where's our collab post?
Right.
And she's like,
oh God, I didn't want to
I'm going to lose
that.
so many followers.
Yes, right. So it's like, you know what? It could be from that angle as well. We have to respect that.
Those men are the real heroes, in my opinion. Those men who like are okay being completely invisible while their girlfriend has to like pretend to be available enough so that people follow her.
There's a lot of gay influencers who are like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like gay influencers.
I mean, who just like, they project like they're always both posting shirtless pictures and projecting like
engagement.
certain lifestyle. And then there's a boyfriend.
There's a boyfriend
in the closet somewhere.
Those gays.
Not that kind of closet, but like hiding.
Right, in a closet adjacent, very close by.
Yeah. He's in the podcast studio.
He's hiding in the home office.
He's the PR manager.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like,
he's actually coming up with the brand identity.
Yeah. Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I mean, obviously we care about this.
We obviously care.
Well, it's been known for a while, but we're finally seeing that, like the trailer and the women and Dolores. Thank God she's going to be back on our TVs. A lot of people are thinking it's going to kind of be like a cousin or sister of New Jersey, which is even more exciting because we haven't had New Jersey in a minute. How are you excited for this?
I mean, how can I not be excited about a new Real Housewives franchise? Like,
So
it's
true.
really not every day that you get a
rare.
new Real Housewives franchise. We haven't gotten one for like
a couple years.
4 or 5 years since Dubai premiered,
right.
and like
And
that
unfortunately
was
that's
2
gone now.
seasons with like over a year between them, and it never really hit.
off.
I like some of those individual people, but the show itself never fully hit.
Yeah. So our last best one was kind of like Salt Lake
Salt
City
Lake, which was in 2020, exactly. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And of course, we all feel the hole in our hearts because Jersey is not in our lives. So it's like, if that's going to help fill that void for right now, I'm absolutely here for it. I'm excited for Dolores to be somehow involved. I don't really get
see
how.
her in the trailer.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I think she's just
confused.
kind of going to like pop in.
Yeah.
But like, I'm down for any
course.
level of
Any
Dolo.
preview of her.
And I'm also intrigued that like Ashley who's from The Bachelor, who's from Bachelor Nation, her and Jared are going to be on this. And so, Andy for so long was so against other reality stars coming onto Bravo shows because it was like sending a weird message. I don't really know exactly why.
Yeah.
But there have been other examples of this too, but
Yeah.
like her being a full-on like Real Housewife after being such a prominent figure in the Bachelor world is signaling that they're changing their tune on that as well.
I agree. I think that's fascinating too. It's almost like how I understood it. It's like how I remember as a kid, my dad would talk about Harry Potter and how like, oh, Daniel Radcliffe is never going to work again in Hollywood. And like, I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's like, he said, well, it's because when you're known for something like this, you'll really kind of only be seen as that forever. And that's how I always understood when even people would be like, Snooki should go on
That's
Jersey.
the big example.
The best example.
Yeah.
And he was kind of weary about it. So I get it in that sense. But to your point, I find that fascinating of the cross-pollination of it because these people are still interesting that if they work in this mix, let's do it.
Yeah, and Ashley, like that was back when I actually watched The Bachelor. I'll still watch it now with Taylor Frankie Paul, probably.
That'll be good. Yeah.
But that was sort of like the heyday of like the Instagram-y Bachelor Nation stuff, and she was like a really big person in that world. But I think that she's like gone away a little bit, like for the general audience, and I'm excited about that. So Rhode Island, we're here for it. Small state, big impact.
Oh my God. I went to school I went to Providence College.
Okay.
And I'm like, of course, I'm like, can I go back? I want to be there while this is going on. And even when I went there, it always felt like you felt the New Jersey spirit. Like people would be like, why the hell are you here from New Jersey? I'm like,
funny.
So I always felt that, and I'm like, glad people recognize that, especially in the show.
I had no idea.
Oh my God. It's kind of like if New Jersey and Boston had a love child.
Okay.
That's how I view it. And small state, but huge mentalities, huge personalities.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
I think Housewives has actually been pretty good lately, but there have been moments over the past couple of years where people are like, oh, is Housewives over? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, babe.
No,
it's not.
buckle up.
We're getting Rhode Island. We're getting 20th anniversary Ultimate Girls Trip.
Perfect segue. 20th anniversary Ultimate Girls Trip. I mean, just the pictures alone.
I know. Chills.
And then I didn't even know all the other housewives were going to get involved in some capacity with these massive parties and whatever they're doing on their kind of agenda. Like, that is just going to be insanely epic.
It just feels like one of these things where they had this big idea and it really feels like they're going to deliver on it.
Oh my God.
Like I think that even just the core cast was like a little bit controversial for some of the people, but it doesn't matter because I think there's like 60 housewives going to be featured on the show at some point.
That's like never been done before.
I mean, bring it fucking on! Like this is my Super Bowl. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
I watched the halftime show.
Yes.
But thinking about, Nene Leakes.
Oh my God.
It's
Alex McCord.
Oh
my God.
It's Andy and them are all at Dorinda's Berkshire's house,
which is like still insane to me.
And
that's
it's impossible for the show to be bad. It's gonna be funny as hell.
Yep.
It's us and our girls. It's just gonna be
and I love
heaven.
I really love the Ultimate Girls Trip format, so I'm excited to see it expanded on. Like I loved all the even if there wasn't so much drama in a lot of them, it was still, I loved the women coming together. And like, I also was lucky enough to watch the Morocco trip way back.
You watched it?
I watched it. And I can't say much about it. I could talk.
You watched it?
I watched, because when I was at, we have a head injury from a reaction of watching the Morocco trip. Yes.
I didn't know this.
When I worked at Peacock, part of my team's decision was figuring out if we're really going to air this or not. Wow. And it was very much so decided against. And
were there funny moments?
Listen, the way that the show was done, I really wish people could watch it.
Yeah.
But it was, there were great moments up until
of course, the bad moment.
The bad moment, and with Brandy and Caroline. But I mean, that was an interesting group of women that you really wish the world could have seen.
Yeah, that's the other exciting part about this show, is that it signals that, because I thought for a little bit there that they were never going to do Ultimate Girls Trip again. They had the RHORI one, which is like kind of a one-off thing.
Yep.
So it's exciting that we're going to have Ultimate Girls Trip back, and this is also where I'm going to say that the idea that the hill that I'm going to die on for Ultimate Girls Trip is that they need to do an Ultimate Girls Trip for the non-Housewives Bravo-lebrities.
Yes.
So we need a Summer House, Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules,
The Valley,
all those people
Winter House,
on a girls trip together. Even like old Southern Charm people who aren't around anymore. It's like
bring
Jimmy
the Workus
Page
sisters
with Naomi, with the Workus sisters, with Cam, with Ariana Madix, with Sheena and Lala and Brittany Cartwright. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's
that would
TV
send
gold.
shockwaves through.
We're actually rebranding it to Shockwives. How amazing would that be?
It would be so great, especially because I love Bravo obviously for the Housewives, but what's so great about there are all these other shows that don't follow that format that do just as well that could follow that format.
Yes, and I also think that Winter House, I have this theory that they maybe should bring it back at a certain point, because what it did so well for the other, it uplifted all the shows that were involved, because
so true.
All of a sudden we had two big couples that came out of that. We had Austin and Sierra, and then Austin, Sierra, Lindsay, that whole thing.
That whole nightmare.
Obviously Paige and Craig, and that fueled Summer House and Southern Charm for up until now, basically.
Yes.
And so I do think that having those crossover moments that can bring together these worlds, it actually uplifts a rising tide lifts all boats, and that is so true for these shows.
Yeah.
Southern Charms had a pretty good season, but I do think that it could benefit from some wider interest and cross-pollination.
Totally.
So,
it's like our Avengers Endgame. I'm upset.
And it's sort of like a reset.
Yes. I know that, right. Winter House was always kind of a little wonky because it's 2 weeks and it's people jump in and out.
They're drunk the whole time.
They're drunk and it's weird, but it's like you said, it's just great because you're getting to see these people who are naturally going to come together at some point, but now we're getting it on camera and seeing what could happen with it. So I like that. I love when the shows are featuring each other and having these crossover moments. Christine Quinne, she might be coming back to Selling Sunset. I know TMZ reported it. Yeah. I'm I don't know how to feel about this. Are you interested in still watching Selling Sunset?
Christine would never have come back to Selling Sunset if Chrishell was there, because Chrishell would never have filmed with her.
Done. Yep.
So now that Chrishell's out, I mean, I do think that the show has been a little bit wandering since Christine left. The central conceit of that show to me was Christine versus Chrishell. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I do, because I was wondering, what does Selling Sunset look like without Chrishell?
I know. It feels like House is divided, or people
aren't.
Yeah,
the show feels a little bit broken to me, especially with Chrishell out of the picture. So if Christine can come back and whip people into shape,
I'm here for it.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
But is that enough for that show? I don't know. The future of Selling Sunset is really of course I'll always watch it. I just am intrigued by what it looks like.
Yeah.
So I also feel that being planted means it's going to happen.
Right. That it's it seems more than
they're testing the water.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's part of it too. You know how all this kind of works. It's
well, that's why they put the Dorinda news out, probably.
Jill of it all, Dorinda coming in. We talked a little bit.
Trade.
It's great trade. We love our Dorinda. Are you oh yeah, I'll definitely watch, or you're I feel we may not need them as much?
I have to watch it for research purposes at the very least.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's really hard because I knew that I disagreed with Jill and Ramona's politics. I don't know about all the other women in particular.
Right.
And I guess in my point of view, it was sort of as long as they leave the politics part of it off of the show, it was probably always going to be sort of there because they're in Palm Beach and whatever.
Yeah.
But my sort of MO is as long as you're not using your platform to disseminate problematic or dangerous rhetoric or racist rhetoric.
Yeah.
then like I can probably watch you on TV as long as you aren't like abusing that platform.
Totally.
And that's what Jill Zarin did.
Yeah.
So them bringing in Dorinda is actually really hopeful because Dorinda like mostly has been on the right side of history when it comes to stuff like social issues and politics.
Back in her OG Roni days with Carol. Like, please bring Carol. I would love.
Totally.
Oh my God.
And so it's like, it's hard to imagine these women being bad TV.
Yeah, agreed.
It's more, I think, about like the individual viewer. Like, can you stomach... because some people like, I guess, are unable to watch people who they don't agree with. And like, to me, I watch reality TV like for sort of the full purview of opinion and perspective. Like, I don't want to agree with everybody I watch on reality TV. I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to learn from their mistakes. I'm glad Jill's not going to be on the show.
Yep.
But like on a smaller scale, learning from your mistakes is a valuable thing to watch on TV.
I was just to say, like, that's also a kind of like a core principle of reality TV within reason.
Totally.
So I totally get what you're saying. It's like, another thing that's kind of like one of those things too. It's like Selling Sunset. We're like, okay, we're gonna wait and see on that one. Like, it has hopeful opportunity with Dorinda joining, but I'm aligned with you in that thought process. Like, okay, it's in the zeitgeist. We're gonna get involved with it, but maybe we're gonna see what it offers kind of for.
Yeah. I'm also just like, you know, the Bravo production aesthetic and point of view is like so specific.
Yeah.
It's the Bravo wink. That's what Andy always calls it.
Yeah.
And other networks and streamers have tried to replicate it.
Yeah.
Not to that much success.
Yeah.
And so people are even referring to it as Housewives and comparing what happened to Jill to like what happened to other cases in Housewives in the past.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is not a Housewives show.
Yeah, right.
This is not Real Housewives. This is going to be on a different network.
Yeah. He's not even owned anymore by...
The production company, as far as I could tell from their website, has never worked on a Bravo show before.
It's a different...
And so it's going to feel really different. Again, it's hard to imagine Luann, Dorinda, Sonia, Ramona, and Kelly Ben Simone sitting around a dinner table not being like somewhat entertaining.
Right.
Like, come on now.
Right, this is...
Like, these are some of the greats.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
But with reservation.
Yeah, of course. Because it's like, it's still, they haven't even filmed it yet. So we're going to have to, it's a wait and see of like,
it's a wait and see. Like,
how it's going to turn
honestly,
out.
I hope they deliver.
Yes.
I hope they deliver an amazing show and prove so many people wrong and whatever.
Yeah. Especially because like we were waiting for the legacy reboot.
Yeah. And like some of the women on the cast who probably have sketchy political views. Like, they were at least not stupid enough to post about it.
Yeah. And truthfully, it's like maybe we'll see them have changed or have different perspectives when they're all together.
I think they're probably going to ask them not to talk about any of that stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, don't even touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah. They want to keep their show going. I'm completely lying. And lastly, I'm sure you've heard of it, the Khia Asylum. All the girls are fighting out of it, crawling their way out. Zara Larsson, are you happy to see her?
We get a pop. I'm seeing her live in March.
Oh, you are? In Brooklyn? I wanted to get
baby.
tickets. All right, fingers crossed. She's clawed her way out.
She has.
And I hope that it continues. Other people, BB Rexa, she's trying to make waves. She's trying to, jingle the keys and try to get them and get out. What are your thoughts on some of the women in the Khia Asylum or who needs to go back?
I mean, I'm happy Zara's out. I think Zara has been like one of the most underrated pop stars for the past like 10 years. So
couldn't agree more.
Love that for her and for us. So, like, she has like 3 huge hits simultaneously right now. It's amazing. And like also she leaned into the fact
I think that's
like,
what helped her.
Yeah. Like, she changed her entire aesthetic because of Symphony's going viral with like the Lisa Frank stuff.
Yes.
And now it's become like her thing. It's like, so the whole thing, she's handling it so well.
She's great.
BB Rexa, I think, is actually doing a really funny job by like posting some of those videos.
It's BB here, reporting from the Khia Asylum. Sorry, they just make us run on the treadmill every day with heels on.
Running the treadmill, being like,
and like,
I need to get out.
Yeah, exactly. I think I think when you lean in like that,
oh my God.
like so many celebrities are just like so self-serious and like they need to be more self-deprecating because then it just like benefits them.
Yes, it's kind of like leaning into the reality TV mindset of like, I'm going to be open and I'm going to acknowledge kind of what's being said about me / what's out there in the zeitgeist and working with it to your advantage. And I find that so much more refreshing than pretending like you don't know what's going on.
Who else is in the Khia Asylum?
Well, people are saying Dua Lipa's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
See, I don't.
You don't play about Miss
Dua Lipa.
And Mr. Dua Lipa right
just
here.
because she couldn't follow up Future Nostalgia with as good of an album. Future Nostalgia is one of the best pop albums in the past 10 years.
It's one of the pop
It's so
Bibles.
fucking good. It's a perfect album.
I love that
So,
album.
of course, it's going to be very difficult to follow that up.
It is.
Also, what's called Radical Optimism? I have to remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Radical Optimism is actually a pretty good album.
I agree.
went to the tour.
I did too.
I had so much fun.
Watching her perform live.
You were front row or something. I was at that show and I saw you on the Megatron.
Literally, what the guy that was standing next to me,
Jumbotron.
he like gave her a cowboy hat, and I'm like, wait, touch
I literally
my
saw
hand.
you on the screen.
Because I literally was that close that I'm like, I got to touch her hand, which I'm like, I am a huge Dua Lipa fan just as much. So
I just think like.
I agree.
I'd much rather actually the Khia Asylum language than like the flop or slay language. It's very too binary for me. And like also just like just let them have like an off cycle or something. It's still Dua Lipa.
Why can't like they're using Madonna, all the greats have had off cycles.
Right.
And the public still adored and loved them and waited for the Mariah Carey.
Flopped.
Yes. So it's everyone's quick to like
pisses me off.
Push you off the pedestal.
Overcompensating close. Pisses me off.
Yeah, pisses me off.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Dua I will defend.
Yeah, she's always
like let her vacation.
Let her go on her Euros.
Let her post her photo dumps every day.
Right, please let a girl live. You cared about everything, which is great because
I care about a lot.
No, I'm so glad you did because I think that puts me at ease as someone who also cares about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many chronically online people out there, hopefully watching, that will feel empathy and sympathy and resonated with that.
I hope so. You don't have.
I think so.
You know, I think it's cool to care about about stuff.
What's that? Like I've seen you post it, and you have merch about it too. It's like hating.
Oh yeah, hating reality TV does not make you deep.
No.
Okay?
Yes.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't. Hating
cool
pop
people
music.
like pop culture and reality TV and the Khia Asylum and Dua Lipa and Zara Larsson and Ultimate Girls Trip and Summer House. Cool people care about that.
Cool people care. Like we said, pop culture is mass literacy.
Yes.
Babes, this is a second language. If you don't know it, you're out.
See how that came full circle?
Full circle. That was full circle right
Watch
there.
that go around.
Agreed. Listen up and care about this because it's fascinating.
I agree. It's also like we need escapism.
Oh my God. Oh, in this time.
We just do.
We need hopeful things to keep us motivated to live.
Like I'm sorry, I will still care about everything else that I need to care about in this world. I just don't need to be posting about it all the time. And, you know, you have to spend your time watching things that take you out of it to, like, survive in this world right now.
Oh, my God.
And so if that means watching Real Housewives and caring about it.
I'll do it. We're aligned on that. You need it. It makes me happy. So why is this trending? I usually have something much more niche that I, like, try to teach the person or as if, like, I'm some kind of, like, doctor of memes.
I mean, listen.
I maybe I can hope to be one day. But I feel like you know it. You're chronically online on Twitter as well. But the audience, I feel like, may not know it. Okay. So I think it's fun to talk about. Liza Minelli Outlives Twitter account. This is something near and dear important to me. It is truly a most bizarre social media part of the internet that, like, I don't think a lot of people know about it unless you're literally on Twitter. And I'm curious to ask your take on it because I know that there's controversy around it that Liza Minelli might not like it, but then like it's adored by so many people. So I'm always confused by it. Do you?
I think I follow Liza Minelli Outlives. I'm pretty sure. I just retweeted her the other day because
you did? Okay.
She outlived Jill Zarin's time on The Golden Life.
Yeah, TTT. Which I love that, like, this account doesn't just like do the regular like pop culture. It's literally, it did the Amanda Kyle breakup. It's talking about Trump. It's talking about like quite literally everything.
Liza Minelli Outlives knows how to put herself into that conversation.
As
and you know what? That is a skill.
It's a skill.
Yeah. And I'm just so curious. Whoever runs that account, do you think they monetize it? Do you think it's just like,
yeah, is this a job?
Do you think it's like somehow AI now, or they can just like auto fill,
right? They're like
the biggest pop culture headline of the day,
right?
Because I think it used to be like Liza Minnelli outlives Prince.
Yeah,
Liza Minnelli outlives
people,
Aretha
like
Franklin.
Right.
But now it's like she outlives something that was 1 week old.
Right, like she outlives
an event.
I don't know why I thought about this, but like, do you remember that egg on Instagram?
Oh yeah,
it was like the egg.
It slowly cracked.
Yeah, it slowly cracked. So niche, but it's so funny, and I think it's also a fascinating way to deliver pop culture news just as much.
Yeah, it's like people joke. I found out that Biden won the election from Pop Crave.
Yep.
Like, what if you found out that Biden won the election from Liza Minnelli Outlives?
You're so right. It's like
you could really learn something.
You can learn something from this mass
Talk
literacy.
About a teacher.
Hello, she's professor. Like, you're so right. I love the tweets that are people like, this being how I found out. It's like, yep, it's from a Pop Crave account. It's from Liza Minnelli. Shout out Pop Crave. I love Pop Crave.
Oh, Pop Crave.
I'm a Pop Crave apologist.
Frontline.
When I'm sending out important, serious updates to people at work, to my family. personally, everyone's like, I share the information and then I'm like teeing up the tweet and they're like, this better not be from fucking Pop Crave. I want a reputable source. I want Associated Press. I go, this is my Bible.
Also, sorry, at this point, is Popgrave not a credible source?
Popgrave is, thank you.
At this point, I feel like Popgrave has done the fucking work to get to a point. I'm pretty sure they just celebrated their 10-year anniversary.
Yes, they
I
did.
want to say,
yes.
Congratulations, Popgrave.
Happy birthday, congratulations.
I feel like they have done the work.
Oh my God.
They have taken hit after hit to the reputation.
Oh my God.
And now they are top tier media organization. If they're tweeting it, to me, it's Bible. It's real.
Bible, it's real.
So put some respect on the name. There.
Put some respect. You know what? My top 3 sources: CNN, Popgrave, and Gibson. That's my holy trinity of credible, verified sources, and I'll take that because I know when I'm looking at your information, I can use this and bring it into conversation without
good company.
fail.
What can I say?
Yeah, it's great company. We have a very fun special gift, another edition of I Said What I Said with a twink and a redhead. They came by to the office and they're sharing their hottest takes. So sit back and get ready to blab some hot takes with us on another version of I Said What I Said.
If you like my story on Instagram, I think you're trying to me.
You have a crush on me. You're obsessed.
Posting nudes on your close friend's story is modern day flashing, and you should be charged.
No bush on Maine, except when it's Hudson Williams.
If it's tasteful, if it's for art, sure, but bush on Maine is a little spooky.
Like a centimeter, just like a little tease,
Right.
you know?
Tasteful bush.
And what's next? Shaft on Maine? Lips on Maine?
I'm not mad about that.
Taint on Maine. Why not?
Taint on Maine.
Taint on Maine. Open relationships in the gay community is an epidemic.
Yes.
Big and greedy for that. I don't have a boyfriend. Hello? Can I
can't even find one boyfriend.
Right.
Once everyone has one boyfriend, then we can start having 2.
Right.
It's okay to hook up with your friends, you know? Sometimes you're supposed to see if you're actually supposed to be friends or not.
I disagree.
I want to hook up with my friends, especially if they're hot and hung and standing right next to me right now.
Hell yeah, kiss! If you're gonna host a party at your apartment, do not ask me to take off my shoes!
That is gonna smell like a locker room. Leave the goddamn plus-size car coppers alone. They are the sweetest girls in the world, and they are just highlighting the accessibility features at Disney. What is so wrong with that?
And while we're at it, leave the Disney adults alone.
Right.
And at least they have a hobby, you know?
I'm a Disney adult, and I'm proud.
Whoa.
Half my friends that are engaged are settling, and I don't know how to tell them.
I just broke off an engagement. I'm happier than ever.
Did you give the ring back?
No, I still have it.
Sell it.
Men shouldn't be able to have podcasts anymore unless you're gay and hot.
Punxsutawney Phil is a fraud. Lock that rat up and never let him
He is
out.
a disgusting rodent that lies.
Groundhog stew for dinner tonight!
Groundhog stew.
Groundhog stew. Honey, I'm cold. I need a new fur coat.
I'm wearing Phil tonight.
We love you guys. Where can we buy tickets?
Link in our bio. A twink and a redhead.
Yeah.
Love you.
Well, Gibson, that's kind of our show.
Okay.
We literally thank you so much for coming in,
So
giving
fun.
your hot takes, talking us through everything that you've done so far in your career and aligning with everything that I care about personally. Where can we find you? Please share your podcast, Gabbing with Gib.
If you liked what we talked about today, which is a lot of reality TV,
Yep.
Bravo, Housewives,
Yep.
that's kind of how I talk on my podcast, Gabbing with Gib.
Amazing.
You know, I consider Bravo to be my sports.
Yes.
And so I really unpack it in this way.
As you should.
So I talk about the shows, I have people on from the shows, and then you can follow me at Gibsonoma on any social media platform.
You can follow me at Willozer. You can follow me doing crazy work at Betch's Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe here for the YouTube at Blabbermouths.
Thanks for blabbing with us.